This is LA's first.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome to the Dr. Aaron Show. We're all about manifestation, transformation, and breakthroughs. It's time to claim your birthright of prosperity, vitality, and love. So grab your tea or coffee because together, we're awakening the world. May you live your truth. Live from Los Angeles, we come together each day to know the truth, live on spiritual principle, and align with universal law. We also come together in community, in Society and New Thought Global. We truly believe that when somebody awakens, they have a gift and message to bring to the world, and together, we're awakening the world. So today, we are going to talk about universal law of time. We are in a series of teaching universal law, and the truth is that there's only one law, and it's the law of cause and effect. The cause is spirit. The cause is your true self, and the effect is all of life. And why is it so important to understand universal law? So you understand how you are demonstrating, how you are manifesting, how the beliefs within your soul are informing universal law and projecting out into all of life, your relationships, the circumstances of your life, and how you are not just the individual, you are the collective consciousness and the cosmic consciousness. So all of life is this great dynamic of thought. And so when you understand universal law, you can understand the laws, the physics, the axioms of life, and then you have choice. And that's what we want to bring you to. We want to bring you to free will and a choice so that you're no longer the effect of anything. You're no longer the effect of, quote, quote, your past. And today is one of my favorite laws, which is the universal law of time. This is the truth, is that everything that our culture tells us about time is a lie. I'm going to break on down the truth of what is time and how you can use it to basically fulfill upon what really matters to you in this life, okay? So time is a really fascinating thing. We've been told through our language, things like the past, the future, and now, that time is linear. This is BS. It is not linear, okay? The truth is that all of life is a measurement. It's basically a measurement. Okay, I want you to throw out everything you've ever known about time for a minute. Taking a deep breath into the nose and exhaling out. And I want you to just imagine for a minute, okay? Imagine that all of life is just designed for you to experience cause and effect. Experience using your consciousness to move energy, to inform energy, to have it displayed and reflected back to you with all of your senses, okay? And I want you to now imagine that the body itself is not you, okay? This body, it feels like it is on a linear thing. It was this little child, and now it may be, an older person, whatever is that, and it looks like it's aging in a linear fashion. Or you could say, there's time of then and now because there's this thing called the sun. There's a unit of time where the sun comes up and it goes down. And, 500 times ago, it was, a year and a half ago or whatever it was. And it was different. X, Y, and Z was going on in my physical world. Therefore, it is linear. This is not the truth. The truth is that the only reason why the body, quote, quote, ages has nothing to do with time. It has everything to do with the duplication of cells. And it's like a copy machine that isn't quite right. There is a communication of duplicating cells that is being, hindered through the toxins in our environment and through the communication of the cells, okay? So you're not your body. You are not your body. You're not the unit of time of this lifetime. You are not any of those things. And there's so many great philosophers. If you look up in the Britannica of what is time, you will rattle off, 50 great philosophers. And by the way, they're all men in there. I need some women to step up into becoming the great leaders so that we have some of you in, quote, quote, the history books, okay? So Aristotle said that time is one of the most unknown things that we have, basically. He stated that about, 2,500 years ago. And still to this day, science is still trying to figure out time, trying to figure out the linear time, trying to figure out the different aspects of what is time, dealing with thermodynamics and dealing with entropy and dealing with the Big Bang and the arrow of time, as they say. And what we have found is that the universe is being created now. It's not like it was created. It's being held in consciousness now, and it is growing now. And they're proving this in science that the universe is alive. It is, it is dynamic. It is growing now. It's being created now. It's expanding now. And so we have to recognize, why does this matter? Why does it matter? What is time, and why the hell should you give a crap about it, right? When we think of time, we think of, oh no, it's scarcity, right? We only have so much time. I'm getting older, or I'm not being able to complete what I need to complete. So really, we look at time as scarcity. And I invite you to take a look and shift to time being on your side. Time is totally relative, okay? When I work with coaching clients and in group coaching and so on and so forth, I love the week that we dive into time management. Because in my opinion, time management is BS. It is a belief system. I promise you, working with people, that time management disappears when you have commitment. When you're truly committed to creating something, to experiencing something, it can happen. So you always have time. You always have the dimension. So we have to ask, what is time? Time is the measurement. It is a measurement of a unit of cause and effect. All of time is a measurement of the cause and effect of thought upon mind. And so universal law basically states that time is an illusion. The extent to which you focus on doing is the extent to which you will experience lack of time. The extent to which you focus on being is the extent to which you will experience time being limitless. The truth is, you can close your eyes right now, okay? I love this process. So close your eyes right now, and as you begin to be able to track, you can go back into, quote, quote, your childhood. You can go and you can use, creativity, and you can create your future, right? You can, fly up in the sky. You can come down. There is no such thing as cause and effect, and you can go back as if it's happened. But we call it history, his story. So the truth is that you can recreate your past. And this is something that is, very, very advanced spiritual kind of awakening. But in prayer, when we pray, right, it's a metaphysical miracle can happen when we pray. So when we pray, I often have the visual of thinking about, if you've ever seen in movies, or if you've ever been to Europe, there's kind of still some of these things in the train stations where they change a time, or they change something, and the entire kind of system goes, and all these like kind of little panels like all change at one time, and it all shifts. And that's why we call it like the shift, because there's something that happens when you know in truth right now, right here. For example, a lot of people on their track have that they're not worthy of love. And the moment that they know in consciousness and in prayer that they're worthy of love, and that they've always been love, and there always will be love, something can miraculously happen on the track where they actually can shift back into their childhood, quote, quote, back into their childhood. And they actually perceive how they were loved by their parents, even, in a different form or whatever. They see it completely different. Their perception of the entire experience shifts instantaneously. And, the question always remains, did that actually happen, or did that not happen? So we actually can shift the perception of energy of what actually took place, quote, quote, years back, now. When we know the truth now, it can actually shift the perception of actually what happened. And that's why I call it history, his story, right? So why does this matter? Why does this matter so much? Because I think that we all care about time. We care about getting done what we want to get done in this lifetime. We care about, experiencing deep, deep, profound love and experiencing living life fully through the process of time. Will we have enough time? Do we have enough time to, get everything we want done? Do we have time to work enough to make enough money? Do we have enough time to, travel the world and experience what we want to experience? Do we have enough time, to live life to the fullest? The Mayan calendar and the way we used to measure time was by planetary. It was by planetary cycles, okay? So the concept of linear time was not what it is today. The new calendars, the new timetables are based not around the planetary. It's based in linear time. And so from that perspective, our entire perception of the truth has gotten really delusional and completely off of our nature, which is one with the universe, which is one with cycles. You are here to experience the depths of your soul and form. You are here to know that you're not this body. You are not these things. You are not the experiences. You are the creator of it. And when you take a look at recognizing that you're not this body, that means you're not this lifetime. That means that you're not this unit of a day, okay? When you take a look at that and take a look at life as if it's a classroom to develop your ability to create consciousness upon mind. When you take a look that you can have a cup of tea, like I have right here, and you can actually pick up the cup of tea and you can move it over to the other side of the table and you can place it down. And it looks like, in the past, the cup was on one side of the table, and in the present, it's sitting on the other side of the table, right? So it looks like we have a unit of time. But the truth is that is really just to show you how you create upon universal mind, how you're moving energy in this realm, how you are manifesting and demonstrating. If this is a classroom called life and we're just here to experience and to see how we're consciously creating things into existence, how we use, and we're the backing of energy, right? So when you start to take a look at that, you start to realize that it's all relative. It's all relative. And that you get the choice to create exponentially, right? You get to create miracles. You get to say, today, I'm not going to wait till 5 years from now for someday to actually live my life, or someday I'll be worthy of love, or someday I'm going to actually step into being a leader, or one day I'm going to actually, be worthy of having enough. No, today. What if today? What if right now in consciousness you declared you are that spiritual leader? You declared you are love, that it's not going to happen one day, that you are love, and you don't know anything other than that you fully receive love and you are love right now, right here. That right now you recognize that you have all ability to create infinitely and innovate exponentially and claim your birthright of prosperity today, not someday. That right now you recognize that you're not your body, that it is relative of how old you are, or how young you are, or whatever's there. That right now you move past linear time and recognize you are immortal spiritual being. You are the backing of all energy. You are not this body. You are timeless. You are eternal. You are here to experience your consciousness and form, and that the entire universe, you created this entire universe, the aspect of you that's one with everything, the aspect of you that's spirit, the aspect of you that is God, that is all of us, that is the oneness of who we are, that you created this universe. You created the time spectrum. You created this thing called gravity. You created all of this so that you could experience the depths of your soul in form. You are an artist. You are a creator. And everything is here for you to be able to experience what you're able to create now. Not as if there's a past or a future. It is all happening right now. And as I work with clients, especially in doing their trauma work, it's very fascinating because oftentimes we think of, I had trauma at 9 years old when my parents were fighting, or, I had trauma at, 15 years old when I was, raped or whatever. I had trauma when I, got in that accident when I was 3 years old. I had trauma. And then you begin to go into the track of epigenetics and you've got trauma that's in past lifetimes and so on and so forth. And what's fascinating about the trauma is that we think of trauma that happened back then. It's happening right now. And the reason why trauma is energetically still on your track is because it is being held in consciousness. It has a limited story around it. It has judgment around it. It has emotions around it that are still being created now. Your trauma didn't happen to you then. It's happening to you now. And until you neutralize the trauma, and I've worked with, so many people on the trauma track. And the crazy thing is that right now, you can go into an E4 trauma method and neutralize your trauma that happened, 20 years ago or in your past life. And you can go in right now and you can neutralize it right now. And it's gone in that it's no longer a trauma. It's no longer a trauma because you've neutralized the emotions around it. Trauma minus emotions equal wisdom. Right? So we recognize right now, right here, that trauma is not happening in the past. Trauma happens right now. And when you go into a trauma method and you re-experience that incident without putting a backstory on it, without evaluating, without putting meaning around it, and fully experience the emotion, you're able to just release that emotion and that trauma comes off your track now. I want you to, and I invite you to, look at life and recognize it's not linear. There is no past, there is no future, there is only now. It's you creating now. That is all there is, period. And all of life is designed for you to develop your consciousness, for you to be fully at will, fully at cause, for you to create anything you want now. You are creating the entire universe in consciousness right now. You are creating whatever story you have around your life right now. It is your choice to recognize that the sun is going around and around, right? But who's to say there's one day versus another day? There is only now. There is only now. There is planetary cycles for you to experience all aspects of life. The relative experience of having different emotions, the relative experience of experiencing all the different aspects of everything from your digestion system to take things in, to assimilate them, to have a flow. It's all flow. Everything's flow. Everything is energy. Everything is right now. And so this may be a very advanced concept. I remember the first time kind of praying and meditating on this and having the concept that there is no such thing as time. It's really just the measurement of our cause and effect. And it blew my mind. And it's been something it's hard to wrap my head around because everything we see in our senses tells us that there is a linear time. But the truth is it's not linear. It's all happening right now. Anything and everything that's ever happened in your past that is not complete is happening right now. It's either come in as wisdom or it's come in as, feeling like you're the effect of life. So if you look on your track and you go, quote, quote, back in time, and if there's anything that you feel like you're the effect of or the victim of, or anything that you don't feel like was working for your highest good for right now, then that's where you need to clear up and recognize right now you have the power to rewrite your story, right here and right now. And so my invitation for you today is to meditate on this. See time as something that is working as an experiment for you. It's all the measurement of the cause and effect of thought, of your thought upon mind. And your thought is not just your individual thought. Your thought is the collective. You are the collective as well, and you are the cosmic as well, okay? So in this, I know the power for you to manifest and demonstrate exponentially past time and space today and embody who you desire to be and declare it into existence. Declare who you decide to be, what you decide to experience, and right now, right here, what you decide. You are who you're going to be today. You may be the greatest leader today. You may declare yourself as the greatest leader ever on this planet today and experience walking through life as the consciousness that knows power, that can help people, that can be the consciousness that is that of Buddha and Christ consciousness and everything else today. That is how you are resurrected. You are resurrected beyond time and space, beyond the body, with consciousness. You are not any of this. You are not the 3D realm. You are not energy. You are the backing of all of life. You are the source. You are spirit. You are God. That is the truth of who you are. And so in this, I just know, yes, I know power. I know possibility. I know all pure potential. I know miracles. I know manifestation. I just simply know this in my heart and my mind, as together we say, and so it is. You guys have a great day. And may you know the truth of time. There is the law of Parkinson, which I want to talk about, which means that work expands so as to fill time available for its completion. So the truth is that as much time as you give something to be created is how much time it will take. And I remember years ago, someone asking, they said, I told them I was writing a book, and they said, that's amazing. When is it going to be done? And I went, I don't know, as long as it takes me. What do you mean? Like the woman said, a book can take you for the rest of your life. You have to give it a time of completion, and then you will complete it in that time. So my invitation for you today is to also get down on your calendar, which is hilarious, is to actually put into effect, what you want to create. I've seen people write books in weekends, or I've seen people write books in 10 years, right? It is a decision in mind. It is a commitment. You can do anything you want exponentially when you decide. When you decide and commit to it, you decide in being the greatest leader, you decide that you're going to, make that transition out of a job that you don't like. You decide you can do it in whatever time. It can be today. That is the truth. That is the power of mind. You are not the effect of time. You are the creator of time. Get it straight, okay? Have a great day, you guys, and may you live the truth. Thank you for tuning in to Soul Society and Dr. Aaron podcast. If you've had a calling to be a spiritual leader or coach, you can go to soulsociety.com and check out our free training. If you've received value here, I would love it if you take a moment and give a 5-star review. In exchange, I have a ton of free gifts for you. Grab your free awakening book, 40 guided meditations, and digital manifesting masterclass. I also have a free money meditation and worksheet for you so you can begin to break through your scarcity mindset and claim your birthright of prosperity. You can get all of your gifts and learn about our upcoming transformational events in my bio link in both Instagram and Facebook. That's under draaron.tv, which is DRERIN.tv. Also, I'd love to invite you into our free private community on Facebook under groups called Soul Society. That is facebook.com/groups/Soul Society. That's SOULCIETE. Have a divine day, and may you live your truth.